Hey everybody, can you hear me? I'm using a different camera setup here. So if you can't hear me, actually if you can hear me or can't hear me, let me know. It's pretty common for my channel for someone not to hear me. I'll just talk for hours with no sound. It's happened before. Okay, very nice. Thank you, Ben. You Braxel, appreciate it. Oh, check this out. I got a new Friedman guitar. I don't know if the color will come through. I was not on the market for a new guitar at all. And then I worked for the boutique amp distribution booth over at the Sweetwater Guitar Fest last month. And they had so many cool finishes. It's like they just unleashed the finish beast over there. And as we're unpacking the guitars, we're like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. I love the racing stripes and I love the color. And then throughout the weekend, just kept like gravitating to this guitar again. I'm like, this sounds good in every amp. And there was like 15 amps there, everything from Morgans and Diesels and the Friedmans and everything. It just sounded good through everything and it played great. And so yeah, on the way back, I'm like, God darn it. I gotta have it. So that's cool. And then as I was like, hey, since you're gonna send me that guitar, why don't you send me a couple others that I could put on my channel and show? And then I'll give them back. You could give me some others. So check this crazy thing out. Again, like I love the finishes that they're doing. This is so cool. I have my window open. It probably sounds like a construction zone. Love the just finishes. They really just went crazy and they feel so good. I think they're the best iteration of the Friedman guitars. I do love the original run, which connected me with Shabbat. Those originals were so good, but a totally different vibe. And then obviously the Shabbats are my absolute favorite in the world. But man, these Friedmans, they stepped it up. Gotta say, they totally stepped it up. Really cool. Hey Mario, my partner in crime there. Michael Torn, my other partner in crime there. Dave Friedman, hey, my other partner in crime there. Lots of partners in crime today. All right. It's been a journey this week. I cannot keep a pedal board together. Honestly, I'll build it. I'm like, it's there. It's finally there. And then I'll either rehearse. It doesn't have to be a whole show. It just has to be rehearsal. And I go, okay, I see what's happening here. Round it up, round up the troops, pedal board out, new pedal board in. And so, yeah, I had really nice success. I got lots of compliments on my tones and everything was working perfectly. But then we added some new songs to the set. And I'm like, oh, I need this and I need that. And it's threw things out of whack, getting hot. This is why I was doing the live streams not in the studio, because I have a light here. I'll show you what happens if I turn off the light. It just goes dark and it's light in here. That's the only way I could balance the ISOs and other nonsense in the camera that work. But everything ends up getting hot. Back to the pedal board. So this triggered many things this week. One is I lost a whole bunch of gear. And that's when you know you have too much stuff. For sure. It's not like I lost a head or something. I lost the Morningstar MIDI switcher along with a expression pedal and some other thing. Yoshi, come here. And for a day and a half, I've been looking for it. I finally found it. It was under a pile of boxes in the garage in a bin, a plastic bin. Oh yes, sir, buddy. Come here. Come here. Okay. Dogs have run wild. So I ended up going through all of my stuff because I have just too much stuff that I've been meaning to sell. So I have like 40 pedals that I'm going to sell. That was the one thing that it triggered. The other thing was that I needed to really hone in on some of the pedalboard stuff. So I did a big chorus shoot at because, ideally, I don't want to poo-poo any, I don't want to yuck anyone's yum, right? So like I was just at a friend's house and he had an Axe FX3 and he sounds amazing with it. He's using real amps, but his effects, they sound unbelievable, right? So that's great. I'm like, I can't wait to get home and I'll just plug in my VP4. And boy, it did not do it for me for what I needed it to do. Because there's a couple things that I'm just really picky about because I've been to the promised land. So chorus, that's a huge one for me. Not that I use it all the time. I don't even really love using chorus. But when I use a chorus, I want it to be incredible and have that vibe. Like when you turn on a real tri-stereo chorus, you're transported. There you go. That's what I want to happen. I want to instantly go to Bryan Adams land and like Lukather Landau land, right? I just saw Dave Friedman. I know where this is going. Where this is going is somewhere in January. At some point, when your rack preamp comes out, we need to have a discussion. All right, back to this. So, excuse me one second. I'm still battling this this cold. How do I mute? Doctor says I'm fully cleared. It's just common cold, but it won't go away. This head part. Tri-stereo chorus. 1210 is my favorite thing of all time. It's just like I was raised on Lukather and Huff, and the 1210 is just in my DNA. So I was like, cool, I'll get the TC TSC chorus. It's good. It's not that great in mono. That's another problem. There's a lot of things that are good effects that suck in mono. And I'm going mono. I'm already taking 100-watt heads, 412s, big pedal board. I'm not ready to go to 412. I can't even get it to a rehearsal or a gig. My car is not big enough. So, Peter Urban, yeah, rack preamp. It's going to be painful. Okay, so I'm going through the TSF, whatever it is, the TC Electronic stereo course. I also have this thing about TC Electronic now that they're fully owned by Behringer and kind of shut down by Behringer. Like, I just hate supporting Behringer. It's a drag. I mean, some of the stuff is good, but I don't know. Sorry, I went to a dark place. Okay, so Dave Friedman. It's 1210 PCM 72 D1500s and an Eventide H3000. Yeah, I mean, okay, that's going to be a conversation in a minute. So that, yeah, in mono, the TC chorus, it's fine. It's just not great. So I tried a bunch of others. I like the Way Huge Blue Hippo. It's cool, but it's as a chorus, it's not that awesome. As a fast Michael Landau substitute for like a rotary, it's great. So it didn't do what I needed to do. And I tried the VP4 and the Fractal, and it just, none of the choruses were good. Well, they were okay. They got okay. They're okay. But what's the point of okay? It's like, I'm not taking a 412 out to sound okay, right? I want it to sound the best I've ever heard. That's the whole goal, is just sound best I've ever heard. Or it's not like I'm playing Wembley or selling millions of albums. So it's like it's all for me. It's just so I could stand in front of a 412 at a loud volume and play solos for people. So anyway, I was talking to Dave and Dave Friedman, and he's like, "Here, check this out." And he had this. He's like, "Try this." I'm like, "I know." Okay, so I know Boss pedals have been on like every record for every year and stuff. But for some reason I'm a little like, just don't have Boss pedals. I mean, I have a ton of Boss pedals, but they're not my go-to. This beat everything for mono chorus. It's mono. And I like these choruses. You know what? This was in the effects loop too, and that sounded great. Because it's for dirty stuff too. This beat everything. And strangely, it had the highest headroom. There's a problem with choruses, I think, inherent in their design. They get mushy. So as soon as you step on it, you're like, oh, my big glorious tone with dynamics and punch just kind of got schmooshed. So C2. That's the chorus. That's it. Selling my TC. No, well, did I decide to keep this TC chorus in case I ever do stereo? I don't know. I'll probably sell it. I don't know. I don't care. I'll figure out. I'll get two. If I'm going stereo, dude, I'm taking the 1210. I'm just going to, have to hire a security guard or something for the rack, because it's like taking $80,000 worth of gear in it. So I like a flanger on the front end too. The Past Effects Hot for Flanger is the coolest tone ever. That's amazing. I started getting a little like thinking like, oh, I only want analog effects in, but then I bought a wireless and I'm like, well, I'm already turning digital and going through the stratosphere of gigahertz. So who cares, right? It's fine. I'm not overly sensitive to latency. I mean, if it's good, it's good. If it's bad, it's bad. Hey, Carrie, thank you so much for the super chat. That's really, really kind of you. And I saw there was another one. I'm going to get back to if any questions, I promise. So delays, I have the Halo, which is sort of my Halo is my rack, right? Because I have it on an expression pedal. So the Halo is the two delays with a hint of chorus because of the modulation in the background and like reverb. And you turn it up, it sounds like a whole rack going, and you pull it back and it just sounds like a light reverb. It's really beautiful. So Halo's lovely, but that's just sort of an always on, because I could vary how much of it's there, but it's not. If I'm doing New Year's Day from U2 and Voices Carry till Tuesday, they have distinct delays, right? So I need something delay that has just like great sounding delay, digital delay. Be great if it had a like a memory man mode, Echoplex or not. I don't really care. I could take a digital delay or adjust one of those two. So that's kind of the only modes. And I need modulation. I need the modulation to be good. Something I hate is in mono, if modulation is phase, like I don't want phase modulation on my delay. I want like chorus. And my favorite, honestly, my absolute favorite delay is the hardwired, Digitech hardwired delay that Lukather has two on his board, or had two on his board. It's big sounding. The modulation delay sits perfectly. It's great, but there's no programmableness. I think it could tap tempo if you hold, enter mode where something's blinking, tap tempo, hold. Dude, that's unacceptable. I can't do that because I end up stepping on. I'm like, here, activate, and then I forget to take my foot off, and now I'm in tap tempo mode. And I'm echoing across the land. That's I just can't do that stuff, and there's no presets and stuff. So if Digitech just made a programmable version of that, that's what I would use. 1,000,000%. It's the best sounding delay I've ever heard. I like it as much as the rack delays, easily. So I was thinking about the 2290 pedal, thinking about the SD 3000 pedal. I have the SD3, which is good, but it doesn't, in mono, its modulation does that phasey thing. It's annoying to me. But it's a great sounding pedal. In stereo, that pedal sounds incredible. And with the SD3, the big SD 3000 and 2290, I kind of wish they just didn't do the vintage interfaces, because there's problems with the vintage interfaces. I get it that it's cute and fun. Dave, yeah, the old Memory Man first reissue for the modulated delay, U2 all day. I know, I'm just not going to take anything. I'm not going to take, I had the big one at your recommendation, and it's the best sounding delay, huge with the knob, but it's too big. It's too big for one song, I should say. I mean, I guess I could have used it for everything and bent over and changed settings, but yeah, I don't know. So back to delays. I went through all the delays. I did a little session. I was going to make a video, but it's so hard to keep track of things when I'm just like, try this one, try this one, try this one, try this one. And those videos always do really badly too. They tank because it's just so nerdy, and there's no story to it, really. It's just like, here, guitar nerds, listen to me play the same little bit over and over. Dinging, 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 dinging. So VP4 sounded like a great idea, and I didn't like the sound of the delay. It was fine, but it wasn't good. Wasn't good. Dude. So here, and I was like, well, let me just try this. Right? So I pull up this. This is like ridiculous, because it's like anytime I pull up a hot tone thing, they're like, you're a shill. Like, not really. They don't give me anything. I mean, they gave me this, to be honest, like 2 or 3 years ago. But that's about it. That's what happened. And then I was like, this is actually really good. But their delay with the modulation is great. And to be fair, you know, another one I quite like is the HX Stomp. Pretty good. It's pretty good. But this does so much more. So I could have, I was thinking like, okay, maybe instead of a volume pedal, I'm going to have an expression pedal. So the songs that I use the expression, it's just that. And then on other songs, I could have it be my wah, because I'll route it over to the wah, and then I don't have to have a separate wah pedal for one song. And then I don't have to buy another wah. But I was shocked. The delay in there sounds awesome. And it's called the 2290 mod delay. Not surprisingly, it's great. So then that made me think, this is like a mental problem. This is my morning rant. That maybe I should get the 2290 pedal, right? But it can't do as much as this hot tone. And the hot tone pedal does I could have anything. It's like reverb. And the Memory Man emulation is pretty good. That sounded good. I mean, it's not, dude, nothing beats a real analog delay. Yeah. That Sir Discovery that I put out the video for, that's Pete Thorne was kind enough to lend me that because I was having this rant over at Dave's place, and Pete was over there, and he's like, well, check this out. And that pedal is cool. That's really cool. I just wish it was a little brighter, you know, like it's really warm. But for the things that aren't going to be super warm, I wish I could get a brighter version of it. All right, so I'm going to unrant for a bit. Let me just go back and see if I missed anything. Hey, I appreciate everyone being here. Thanks. I love that Imperial preamp. It's one of my favorites. Hey, Peter. Yeah, you got to pull that out. It's really good. I mean, it's so close to like perfect. I know that with the analog chips, like to get that kind of length of delay, like a full second, that's why it's dark, because they needed to do that, or Kevin needed to, because Kevin Sir designed that. So I mean, it's brilliant pedal, but it's just a little dark. If I was any kind of like, my delay was in the front of the amp, it's killer for that. I'm sorry, I was just brainstorming, like, do I put another delay in front of the amp? Oh man. Yeah, I mean, what I was saying earlier is some people make it work, and then I don't know, sometimes if I A/B it and I'm just like, it makes me angry when I A/B and then I hit, like in the case of, well, the delay and the Boss CE2. When I hit the Boss CE2, it instantly brought me into the same feeling of when I plug into a real tri-stereo chorus. A Boss CE2, it does a whole thing. There's a $2,000 stereo rack chorus with 3 taps and the Boss CE2 take me to that same place. And I stop thinking about the gear and I just am like working off of the vibe. And then I go to the digital emulation. I'm like, it's a chorus. That's, I don't know, man. I wish I didn't feel that way. Wouldn't it be so nice just to be like, cool, dude, I just got my Axe effects and I'm rocking it, and I never have to buy anything ever again. But I don't feel that way. No. Plexico, thank you, man. Appreciate it. Cleaning up blows, yeah. It was well overdue. This place was out of control. It was super out of control. Yeah, I see like Friedman preamp 1210 PCM7. I see exactly like what you described. So by the way, the D1500s is the Yamaha delay. So if you go like Roland SD 3000, Lexicon PCM 42, 41, Korg 3000 stuff, Yamaha made one. If you go into like Steve Vai has his book about Passion and Warfare, and he has his book on the David Lee Roth sessions and stuff, and he has his presets. Like most of the delay stuff is the Yamaha D1500, and dude, talk about vibe. That thing is the perfect balance of warm but clear. It's great. I would say it might be the best delay, rack delay. And I was just thinking, shoot, I only have one. Maybe I should buy another before I mention this on. It's too late. Cat's out of the bag. Yeah, Torin, dude. It's really good. And as Dave pointed out to me, it's MIDI, which is probably why like Vi was using it, because PCM 41 and 42 have no MIDI. You just set it up and you're like, all right, that's my sound. And let's go play. You know. Yeah, my car doesn't even run on gas. It can't even be considered a car. It's a thing that gets me from one place to another, really. MXR stereo course. Split my signal. Ooh, yeah. I do have the Dimension C pedal. D? Yeah, the C, the Waza one. That's great. But it's great in stereo. It's too much in mono. But man, the MXR courses are really good too. Also, the Ibanez, yeah. Yeah, the G systems, they sound good. There's a thing that I always felt with TC Electronic is that like Lexicon has a very strong vibe and Eventide has a strong vibe. And then TC Electronic generally was super useful with, it's like they took the vibe out. They're like, people don't want the vibe. Just give them the most useful thing without offending anybody, which works sometimes. that's excluding the TC 1210 and the 2290. But their reverbs and stuff, they're very like reverb, clean and nice. Ocean's Abyss reverb station. Yeah, but you know, I can't like I need to have so many things that like in between songs, I don't want to be going, okay, this one I need to switch to this. This one I need to switch to this. So I have the Mastermind PB6X Pro X, whatever it is. So I want to go, boom, step on it, and then everything goes into shape. I have another controversial hot take here in a second, but I want to get through some of this. Carrie, thank you. That's awesome. Didn't even ask something. So like, that's nice. Appreciate it. Hey, buddy. Yeah, everything is okay aside from I can't get rid of my sinus thing. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. It's funny. Excuse me. It's fine. I was looking at my numbers on the live streams, and they were like, they started good and they go as they're going downhill. So at some point it'll just be us. It'll be like 30 of us. That's fine. Lawrence. Hey. Oh yeah, man. Look, I don't know if you could, well, you can't see if this is up there. I got the Synergy right here. That's what I'm playing. So good. MPX-G2 I bought an MPX-G2 ages ago, and I couldn't figure out how to program it, like outside of just, all right, this is what the thing is. So it sounded good, but maybe it was broken, but I just could not get it. I had the foot controller and everything, and I ended up just selling it off because I couldn't figure it out at all. I'm not sure what you mean, but I did see on some of the digital pedals where they have 2290 emulation, they'll have a percentage of phase, because the 2290 is funny, and it's something that I have to be aware of too. When you play the 2290 in stereo with a mono signal, but you're coming stereo out, it splits the phase. So your sound's here, and then it gives you this delay that's like sounds so good, and everything's stereo with just one delay. It sounds so awesome. And then you play it back in mono, and literally the delay disappears because it's got folded back in mono and it's out of phase. Like, oh, my sound is totally dry, and it used to be a big lush thing. So you kind of have to be. I can do most of the stuff with the Hotone. I don't like the Hotone courses either. I didn't think they sounded really flangey, but the Hotone micro pitch was as good as the H9, I thought. And maybe Dave let me borrow the. I have another video I'm putting out. Oh, I cleaned up, so I can't find anything. Oh, the Digitech Lux, which is cool because it's smaller, and I was looking for something that could do micro pitch. But the Hotone does the micro pitch perfectly, so that's going to be doing that too. Because I don't. I like ToneX. I think it's great in the studio, but I've tried using modelers and digital amp stuff live, and I never enjoy it. It sounds amp-ish, but there's always something. There's an edge to it, and it's like I don't want to spend 45 minutes tweaking my sound, trying to get it closer to what the tube amps sound like when you're talking about live coming through a cabinet. Just I can't get it working. It's not like I'm playing big production shows where we had a week of rehearsals and everything is dialed in. It's run and gun of like plug in, like, oh, there's a PA. That's nice. Yeah. By the way, VP4 is great. It's great. I think the interface of using the 4 effects, and then you could alternate for each effect. You have 4 more versions of that same effect that you could swap in and out. And then there's scenes and stuff. I don't want any of that. Too much. But the specific effects I was looking for, I didn't like. They weren't doing it for me. And it's like the 4th time I've gone back, going like, okay, maybe I'll just use it for this, or maybe I'll just use it for that. But individually, like the reverb sounds great. There's so many effects in there. I actually thought the distortions and stuff drives sounded really good. But I'm not using it maybe for, it's not my pedalboard replacement. Like I watched a bunch of the Andy Wood videos. He sounds good and everything, but you know. The Hortone. I know it's a running gag of like, is it Hotone? Is it hot tone? Is it hot tone? Is it Hotone? It's Asians. It's made in China. I'm guessing it's something like Hotone. Ooh. That's the Sir Discovery. It's meant to be in the front. All right. Good pro tip. People always ask about the Strat sound. The Seymour Duncan Custom Shop Phillips say some other pickups. Shh, I ordered them for Christmas. They're awesome. They're really, really great. Especially if you're looking for that Stevie Ray Vaughan, Philip Sayce, big, beefy thing. And it's funny because they're not overwound. They're, if anything, they're like vintage wound, but they're fat. Fat. Right. Together we have two delays. Mario purchased 2 D1500s on Dave's recommends. They're great. A little touchy. Oh, okay. Interesting. Interesting. I haven't tried a SPX 50, so I can't say. My guess is the effect is good and fine. The only concern on some of the things, like even an SPX 90, depending on how you're using it and stuff, like if you're using it in series and you're going all the way through it, they impart a tone, for better or worse. Usually it's a little, most people would consider it a little worse, but you know, I looked, okay, Rick, that was a good suggestion. I looked for a Free the Tone because I know they do the good, the Flight Time and the Future Factory. 2 delays. Flight Time is mono, great, I'm in, and it's like a 2290, and it has programming, super cool. Uh-oh. Is Hell No at the SPX 50 or? Oh, I think that was probably the Lexicon. I probably shouldn't do this in reverse and go back. I should just do that. But anyway, the Free the Tone is cool, but I could not find any in the delay in the United States that was used. They're pretty pricey. Pretty pricey. All right, so now I'm back up to I'm caught up. Pedalboard rant over. I'm pretty happy. I just got it wired up and stuff. But I think it's going to be good. It's going to be good. I'll probably use a different amp in every single thing I do. but maybe the pedal board will stay the same. Sweet. Welcome. Hello, I'm a guy. Zach Wild Live and Loud Gear Breakdown. I gotta get like a JCM 800 in here. I actually don't have one. I should. Because it's always the same with Zach. Pretty much. After the early stuff, it's like, yep, and it's the same. I actually bought a Strymon. What's the other one called? Brig. Not the Brigadier, the Brig. And that was just too warm. Man, that hated being in the effects loop. It did not like it at all. At all. But in front of the amp, it sounded pretty good. Had some cool things, but it wasn't what I was looking for, unfortunately. So gotta sell that off too. Yeah, the Oral Exciter is I can't guarantee Zach uses it all the time, but it does a cool thing if used subtly. Sin 20 is loud enough to keep up with a live band, depending on the band. Such a hard thing to say because hang on, I'm gonna yell. My dogs bark at the dogs walking by across. My 100-watt heads, I like when I'm playing, they're at like 1.1.5 or 2 at max. And so the Sin 20 and like the Dirty Shirley Mini will be up at 4. Still live enough. But I'm not carrying the weight of, it's not like a Pantera show where it's the hugest wall of sound. I mean, if you're doing that, then 20 watts might not be enough, in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, there's just nothing there. I like ToneX. It's really good and totally useful. But does it 100% nail the tube thing? Nope, not at all. It doesn't. Nothing does. They're just not there. There's room. There's headroom to find it. Jose G, happy Saturday. Thanks, man. No, I'm gonna do a video on the new Strat, my new Strat Plus. Strat Plus in candy apple red, with Fender lace sensors, the silvers and the TBX, whatever that system is, and the Wilkinson roller nut business at the top. I bought this used because I was looking for a red Strat and I really wanted it, and I love that. And I've played lace sensors before. I like them. Very EMG-ish. This is like big, fat, and warm. It's almost humbuckery. It's really right in the middle of humbuckers and single coils and EMGs. It's kind of its own thing. This TBX circuit here at the bottom. So you go halfway up on the volume control and there's a detent, the tone knob, and there's a detent. And then you keep going and it sort of adds a mid-range cut, kind of humbuckery. I like it up all the time. I think it's cool. I could not, there's something about the frets. I could not get like 15th fret and up. It just zipped out and it was like blank, 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 blank. So I had to have it totally refretted. Eric Chaz from Eric's Guitars did it, and he did a great job. So now it's awesome. and I really like it. But I'm gonna do a video on it, and I have a new series of videos that is coming out. It's why this guitar, or it's this guitar rules. So it's like this guitar rules, and it'll be fairly short video, just like here's what I love about this guitar. Because I've gotten to the point where a lot of my guitars are like keepers forever. They're for me, and what I would consider it's the best guitar ever. Cannot be beaten for what it is. So like that's what I'm going to break down. So this guitar rules is like, maybe it's not the best one for you, and there's going to be more than one guitar that rules, but man, it rules. So that guitar rules too. Like my all black Friedman Cali, that rules. My Sonic Blue Shabbat rules. Lots of cool ones. But yeah, I'm going to do a video on the Strat Plus. What? What kind of collection did that guy have? Holy smokes, that's bonkers. Yeesh. Dakota, and thank you so much. Just got a new Tele this week. Congrats. The Fender noiseless pickups are cool, but do you have any preferred noiseless Tele pickups? Thanks so much. Yeah, okay, 2 routes for me. I just went blank on the name. Well, yeah, I'll tell you the other route, and the other name will come back to me. Yeah, oh, there it is. Kinman. See if I can pronounce it with the stuffy head. Kinman, Kinman. Kinman noiseless pickups is what's in my Butterscotch Tele, and they've been there for 20 years, and that Tele is awesome. It's so good. I've used it live. I've used it on a million recordings. It was like my main session guitar for kind of all through my 30s, really. I use it for everything. It's so good. And it's because of the pickups, because the original no caster pickups were good, but they're really bright. And this adds, it just shaved off that little nasty edge and added a little heft, and it's super quiet. They are great. I've gone to the Kinman site in recent years, and I don't understand what is happening on that site, because I don't think he's in the United States. The site looks like it was made in 2003. It is a mess of crazy. What I would just try and call them or email them. They are great. So the other ones that I really like are the Tom Anderson noiseless pickups. However, the Tom Anderson pickups are big, beefy beef boys, beefcakes pickups. They're huge. So there is a chance that you get it and you put it in the slot, and it won't even fit. So with the Andersons, check that it would fit and make sure that, or if you're willing to like route it out to do it. But the Kinmans were normal size, and they sounded amazing. Those are the 2 I'd recommend. But I see a comment here. I do not believe so. I do not believe Sir makes noiseless ones. Maybe. Sir did do the Illich, Illich, Illich. There might be a T in there. Illich noiseless pickup system, which adds like that dummy coil in the pickup cavity. And that sounds really good. I have that in, I put that in my Strat that has the Philips Ace pickups, and because it was just, those were too noisy, and noise gone, 100% gone. Yeah, it's really good. And I've had that in one of my Shabbat Strat. You know what? And I lied to you. It's not in my Philips Ace, because I put there's a new one. There's a new system that does noiseless thing. That's great. Also, but it's the same idea. It's the Illich where they have a dummy coil. I can't remember who makes this other one. Let me see if I can search Noiseless. Nope. Strat. Yeah, try typing Strat in your email searches. Good luck. Wait a minute. Could have been? Nope. Coil pickup. Nah. Oh, Buzzkill. Is it Buzzkill? Yeah. Sorry. I don't know. If you look up the Illich, it's the Illich stuff. It's all the same. But I would recommend having a qualified tech install it because it's a little tricky. I tried. I usually try stuff because I know people who can fix it if I screw it up, when I screw it up. So sometimes I get lucky and it works for a while or it works for a long time. But no, often I screw it up. Have to have it fixed. Justin, what's up, dude? You have a 93 Jeff Beck. Big fat neck one? Bread guitar, painfully large. Yeah, big fat, painfully large neck. And oh yeah, I was considering getting one of those with the 2 lace sensors as a bridge. Yeah, I think I'm coming around on slightly smaller necks. The new Friedman guitars have really comfortable necks, and they're a little smaller than what I'm used to, which is what I'm used to is big, no caster, 58 Les Paul. I'm used to that Jeff Beck giant neck thing, but more and more kind of digging not having to work that hard. Angus, what's up, dude? Kinman, they're real good. Zex Coil. I have not heard of Zex Coil. Is that the same guy? That can't be, because Illich is ILL, but I don't know. I have not. I've seen them in person, but I've actually never touched one. Novo Idris. Oh wow, they make HSS. Sorry, my little dog who's a punk ass. Yeah, this is pretty cool. They're heard they're great. I have not tried them. You know when you go to see like a movie comes out and they're like, it's the greatest thing ever. Blair Witch Project. Let's go back. And you're like, whoa, finally you're like, okay, 6 months later, I'm going to watch Blair Witch Project. And you're like, yeah, it was good. I think this is where I'm at on Novo. I've heard so many people like, it's going to change your life. It's amazing. And this and that. And at this point, there's so much baggage attached to it. I'm sure I would play it and be like, yeah, it's good. It's totally good. The aesthetic of it, I like. That's not where my head is at the moment. It's a little sort of indie retro for me at the moment. I'm really feeling I'm deep in my 80s self at the moment. Really feeling that, which is, look, that's why pink checkers. I'm in a pink checkers vibe. That's a Friedman, by the way, if anyone's coming in late. How do I, there we go. Am I still using the orange Warmouth build I did. Yeah, speaking of trying and then breaking it and having someone fix it. Am I using it? Not really. It's a fine guitar. It's usable, and I have used it on stuff, and it sounds pretty good. And it has an EMG 80. Shoot, is it 85? I think maybe an 81 and an SA. I love that guitar. I just came across it when I was cleaning up. Because I have guitar cases. I have some over there, some over there, some over there. And I was like, here it is. But I mean, it's nowhere near the level of some of the other guitars I have that I would consider like my top guitars. So it's more of if I want something reminiscent of a Strat that has EMGs, I'll go to that. But I haven't really, honestly, I think the last time I played it, I used it on the Head First Alta demo. And even when I was doing it, I was like, is that fair to do? Because I don't know, does having EMGs have a color? So is that fair to the Alta? But I thought it sounded really good. So I was like, all right, I'm just going to do it. I'm going in. Noiseless P90s. I kind of might need some noiseless P90s too. What always gets me when I go to buy my P90 pickups is they're like, all right, do you want the long or the short ear, tall or the stubby? And it's like, there's two questions, but I'm always stumped and I'm like, forget it. Just play a humbucker instead. Cali 316. Just picked up an Arc X. Wondering if you're still using it in the home studio. Yeah, I just had a brain fart. It's the Arc X, the monitor. Yeah, for some reason it didn't seem like that's what it was called. Yeah, still using it. I got to the point where I just never turned it off. I never reference without it. It's always on. Always. It's right behind the monitor. Or is it under there? Oh, it's right below it's on the next ledge down. And it's just always in line. And it's the best $200 I think you could use in a home studio, in any home studio. It sped up my workflow considerably. And I have some of the best monitors you could get, arguably, and converters, and I have a lot of experience and stuff. But still, if you can't hear everything in the right place, or things that get moved around, then you're working handicapped. And the Arc X fixed that. It's great. Freyland noises. Freyland makes great stuff. Everything. Kinman's in your 70 Strat and in your 62 issue Strat. They still sound great 30 years. Has he been doing it for like 30 years? Wowzers. I haven't heard the Kinman Strat pickups. That's cool to hear that they are very good as well. And Lawrence, another vote for Freyland. Vintage Hot in your SRV Strat. I mean, there was a time where Lindy Freyland was like the Dumble. Because Seymour Duncan and DiMarzio, they were always there and stuff. But then it was like, there's this guy, Lindy Freyland. He's the real man over there. But then there was a million other guys who were like, I could be the man too. Rex making a comeback. I don't know. I kind of think so. Not seeing him out and about. But what's funny is like, okay, I don't see a rack with a preamp, several effects, and a power amp. But I'll see a bigger, humongous rack with like 2 Axe effects and then a power supply and a drawer and a closet inside it. Like, you bring it, excuse me. You're bringing a humongous rack anyway. Why don't you put some like Primo stuff in there? Kinman pickups are not active. They are passive, but they have his patented version of stacking noise canceling stuff. So yeah, there's no battery, which is quite nice. I've really liked the sound of the Fishman humbuckers. I haven't loved the sound of the Fishman single coils. That's cool to hear that the P90s aren't good. Money, space, and weight weren't an issue. Oh man, wouldn't that be amazing? Let me just stop there for a second. Money, space, and weight. I would eat nonstop. I would be constantly ordering Michelin star sushi and Michelin star donuts. And I would never take up any more space and never gain any weight. And it wouldn't cost me a dime. Yeah, that sounds amazing. All right. Is this guitar related? And had someone to transport and set up the rig. Oh, we're talking about a rig, not me just eating. What would my dream rig be? My dream, oh, I'll tell you, because I was thinking about it this week. My dream rig, 100% easy, no-brainer, would be Steve Lukather's rack, somewhere between 89 and 91, where he had his big, beautiful rack, 1210, H3000, PCM 70s. I think he might have had another extra, like a Yamaha processor in there, DBX compressor, VHT power amp, a Plexi, and the CAE 3 Plus preamp in there. And was he running wet, dry, wet, or just stereo? I can't remember. But I've heard that live so many times. Like I was, lucky enough to grow up in the Valley, and I'd saw him at Big Potato, and I saw him at whatever it's called, Catalina Bar and Grill and stuff, playing with Los Lobotomies and Toto and stuff. And just to this day, I've never heard anything quite like it, where it's a cinematic experience hearing his guitar tone. It's absolutely unbelievable. Just humongous. And these, I love the CAE preamp. I think it's great. I would swap it out probably these days, but yeah, they have the Plexi and a preamp in there and switchable with all the effects. That's the jam. That would be it. Oh, that's what I am doing. Yeah, I have a cover band so that I could spend all my money on gear, to lose money playing gigs. The last one I took my 71 Super Lead, Plexi, not Plexi, power station, and then I had my pedals and stuff. All right, so here's my other hot take. I am not sure that the Eventide H9 and H90 sound good when you run through it. The effects are very good. The H90 effects, there's some just unbelievable stuff. When I ran my mix stuff through it, like in a mixed context, A+, phenomenal. If you run 100% wet, is super great. So I'm not saying the effects. It's the conversion, perhaps. So you go into it. Let's just talk, because I found this with the H90 as well. So, but I'm going to talk about the H9. The H90, sorry, the H9, the micro pitch sounds great. I mean, it sounds like, I don't know, so close, maybe 1% off of a H3000. Super, super close. So that's all I was using it for. But I was thinking like, oh, you know, I'll get the delays going. I'll get this. And when in my A/B test, every time I went to the H9, the sound just sort of collapsed a little bit. And I noticed that I'll be playing and I hit activate it and the sound shrinks and then has this beautiful effect on it. And I can't get away from that. Do not know what's up. And then I've watched Tim Pierce. Tim Pierce has 2 of them on his pedal board, and he's like, nothing sounds like the H9. And it's like, he's like, it just running through it makes your guitar sound spectacular, like nothing else. I own 3 of them. I keep buying them and selling them because I keep running into this problem where I'm like, oh, okay, I guess I'm crazy. Taking crazy pills over here. Anyone else notice that? Am I alone? Do I have a buffer after it? No, it's because that was the only thing in line. It was straight in. I don't know. That's interesting. I'll have to ask Dave if there's a buffer issue there. Yeah, I mean, I go to the HX Stump and that didn't have that problem. So this is, I mean, balance cables in an effects loop. I don't know if that makes... Through the effects loop, no, it doesn't sound normal through the effects loop. It loses something. No, I don't have an online guitar course. I have like a walkthrough of how I put together songs, but not really like a course. I think about it, but I have to like it. Boy, it would take me a lot of thinking because I didn't really learn on a program. I scratched and clawed my way to the surface, and so to organize that in a way to teach someone on like a guitar course is tricky. What I'm very capable at is arrangement, production, sound guitar parts with the music and stuff, but just teaching someone how to play guitar is something I don't know if I'm entirely qualified to do that. I don't get it though. Oh, the HS Stomp has ToneX? I haven't noticed that at all. Not at all. In fact, I never put this video out because it was super boring. And the video was just of my pedal board at the time, and I had all these effects. I did all reverbs and then all delays and the HX Stomp, and I would A/B, and the HX Stomp really held its own. But I'm not like the new HX, whatever they call it, the Line 6 HX, whatever thing that they've been talking about all summer, all year. I suspect that they didn't really work on the effects. They've been working on the amp modeling stuff, and I'm not really interested in the amp modeling stuff. So I'm not really that down with the sickness, you know. Something about the Quad Cortex. Who said Quad Cortex? Someone said, why don't you just use the Quad Cortex? And the reason is Quad Cortex is pretty good with the effects. And it has very good programmability. It's really great. Here's what's going against it. It's big. It's bigger than the Hotone. The power supply is a pain in the dick. So it's like I have to buy a new Chalks system to power it, which that's a pain. And then, what was it? Oh, they don't have a micro pitch. This is infuriating. They don't. You could work around it by doing a split into a multi-split, but why don't they have freaking micro pitch in their lineup of effects? That's one of the things I need it for. Because there's certain songs that's like, yeah, that's clearly micro pitch. And I need that. I need the pitch. And the Quad Cortex doesn't have it. Oh, Vince, that's very nice of you. Thank you, man. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate you. That's a cool guitar you're holding. I wonder what that is. Can't see. Yeah, I thought about doing that kind of thing. I was hoping that the Boss, that new Boss pedal that is sort of their whammy killer, would do it. And I asked them, they're like, nah, it doesn't do it. Like, guys, why wouldn't you? Does anyone look out the window sometimes and go like, why don't we make this thing all the way great? Yeah, no, I just use I don't use harmonizing ever, really, that I could remember. I'll do some synth effects kind of stuff, like in a couple other bands I played where it's just textural lines, individual lines. But the harmonizing is just a micro pitch. So it's taking one, you have your signal, and then you take, we'll do it this way. You have your signal, burp, and then you pitch up, not a half step, you pick up like 0.9, tiny bit, or 0.11. And then it creates like a chorus. And you also do like the opposite. You go down and it creates this very, even in mono, it creates a really swirly kind of chorus effect without it being a chorus. It's a different kind of sound. And it's distinct for what it's doing. Like the later Van Halen albums are drenched in it. If you want to hear it at its maximum, listen to any Limp Bizkit vocal. Fred Durst is like drenched in micro pitch. Love a micro pitch. Oh, I can see it now. Yeah. I saw the little stripes and I thought that looked really cool. Yeah, that's a nice little subtle +6. Oh, and then you add a delay. Yeah, there's lots of cool stuff you could do with it. I have the Eventide micropitch pedal here. So I haven't tried that. So I don't know if that sounds any better or worse or different. But now that I'm using the Hotone and I've settled on that for sort of my utility rack effects and fixity stuff, that's kind of cool. I think I'm just going to do that. It's good. It's a good stuff. All right, gang. Well, unless there's any other questions, I had a good rant today. I feel so much better. Never. I know. I get it. I actually think the band is like really good. It's just Fred Durst kind of sometimes like, oh, it's too soon. I can't go back and listen to Fred. Oh, really cool. There's a cool effect you could do with the Roto Vibe, where is if you like, I think it was like if you bend down, like whammy bar down or bend up and do the inverse as the with the pedal, it like splits the universe in half and creates this really like kind of strange, neat effect. Something to give a try. I have a Roto Vibe. I used to use it a ton. It has, sorry, that's funny. The Roto Vibe, it's just so vibey. It's like old school, so it doesn't sound like 80s, you know. What's the best micro pitch? The best micro pitch is the Eventide stuff, but you have to deal with the sound of the H9. But again, like I don't know, maybe the micro pitch pedal is spot on. Yeah, that's the one I got to figure out if I like the sound of that. Best studio monitors for $1,500. What's up, Kevin? It's going to be close, but the Atom A7 are great. They are great. The IK Multimedia stuff is also great. And so you have to kind of make a decision, though. Are you going for precision clarity? Do you want to spend your whole budget on precision clarity? And are you okay not having a subwoofer? So if you want to spend like $600 a speaker and then have a subwoofer, or I guess it would be less than that, $500 a speaker with a subwoofer, then you'll have this big impressive sound that'll be huge and stuff. But it will probably not be as precise, but it'll be big and fun. But if you're looking for more precise, Atom A7s are great. And the IK Multimedia speakers are really, really pretty good. There's others, but I know those and I like them a lot. And they're, the KRKs are really solid too, the Rockets. They're way better than the price would reflect. They're cheap and they're great. Rich Rankin of Tyler Guitars, he used to be like the product manager, product lead on those. So he brought them over to the studio when he was over at KRK, and we sat and we're like, dude, these are shockingly good. Yeah, the Neumann speakers are great. I think they're more than 1,500 though. I could be wrong about that, but I think so. Yeah, a lot of things need sub. I was working with a friend and he was like, what do you think? I'm like, it's great, but what are you doing with the bottom end? There's like a supersonic like happening. He goes, no, it sounds great. I'm like, do you have a subwoofer? And he said, no. So, well, you should get a subwoofer. And then he did, and he was like, oh, thanks for that tip, because I didn't realize I was not hearing that stuff. But I have friends that mix literally on speakers that are the KRK, the IK Multimedia, littlest speakers that have no bottom end. And I was like, really? You did it on that? Guitar sounds good. His sounds good, but it's just too small for me. It's frustrating. Yeah, I actually have. I'm gonna do a video on it. I have two 112s with EV12Ls, EVM 12Ls, that I'm gonna do a video on. Funny thing is, like a single EV can almost compete with a 412 with Celestians. Crazy. It's a different sound, but it's just so powerful. You could just feel like it's just as little Hulk. Yeah, if you shrunk the Hulk down, shoved him in a box, that's like what it is. He's just like, all right, let's go. Thanks, Raphael. Oh, looks like you got some EMGs in that guitar too. Hey man, what do you think about preamp pedals? Probably pedals. Like Soldano Supercharger GTO. I actually haven't heard the GTO. If you're saying like preamp pedals, like tube preamp pedals that go in front, I think they're pretty good. It's a specific thing though. Also, typically it's a specific thing. The preamp stuff is going to be rounder, really harmonically rich. So like the Venus pedal, which is like the Chandler tube driver, the Chandler tube drivers, the Harlot, who is by, I can't remember who makes that, but there's all those preamp pedals with the preamps in it, and they sound really good. But you have to then be aware of like, are my tubes up to maximum warmth? Because like the Venus pedal changes over time. Like as soon as you turn it on, it's like, oh, all right, it sounds okay. And then an hour later, you're like, yes, it sounds great. I don't know. At this point, I had a Harlot, which is fantastic, sounding also really great. But it's more of the big round warm thing. They tend to not have the tighter, crispy bottom that I am kind of looking for. But it's all a bit of a recipe, right? So if your amp is like, if you're using a solid state amp, maybe that's great. Maybe that'll really help. If you're using something that's already tubey and big and hefty, then maybe it's too much. Hello, Jeffrey. Looking for a good speaker emulation IR pedal to run from the power station to fed by my B50 UA Stomp. Yeah, another thing to consider. UA Stomp is totally good. I'm just gonna undercut everyone here. Hang on, I got a friend Jaguar was just showing me this other thing, and he was over a couple weeks ago. It's like, really? That thing is pretty amazing. The Moor Radar, MOOER Radar. It's an IR pedal. I think they're like $100. You get it on Amazon, and you put a good IR in there, and you're kind of getting the same thing. The UA Stomp doesn't have any extra effects, right? So you can change up the cab and tweak it a bit from there, I think. But I would consider, if you just need a speaker emulation on the go, it's probably it. I mean, it sounded great. There was nothing wrong with it. Real good, like. I appreciate this kind of dedication. 3 hours of bloodbath in paradise on my hotline. I don't know what a hotline is. What is a hotline? What do I type into search? Like guitar hotline? I don't know what it is, but I know what bloodbath is. It's good stuff. Power station hold up against the fry at 250 or 292. Yeah, yes and no. I mean, you're going stereo versus mono. Power station is mono, and if you need stereo, then you're out of luck there. But a 50 watt 252 versus a power station is like pretty close. And the Power Station 100 sounds really great and has a like extra tightness and just, I don't know, firmness to it, solidness. So yeah, I totally think does, unless you need stereo. But the power stations are so useful. They're really nice. Yeah, the supercharger was, I think, more of just like a distortion overdrive thing, right? My favorite wah pedal, I haven't really found one, to be honest, because it changes on the song. Like, I guess it would be the best. My favorite one that I've had before was the Dunlop that had the two knobs, one for the frequency and the other for like the Q setting. So you could just change it. You know, I could be like whoa, 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 whoa on something and then more wacka wacka on the other. Angus says he had a pair of Valley Arts 112 cabs with 12 L's. It sounded like shit. What? Oh no. No likey? Oh, he had a, oh man. Well, I mean, they're not Celestians. They are definitely their own thing, right? In this case, I don't go down the tube rabbit hole. It's too finicky. It's like I'm down to so many other rabbit holes. The tube rabbit hole is just a place I don't want to be, because if they're like, oh, guess what? You can't get those anymore. Or, hey, you got a great one, which has happened to me before. Like, this sounds amazing. Oh, they red plated and died. And you can't get that anymore. I don't want that in my life. That's too tricky. IRJ sounds great. I just leave it like that. I haven't actually heard the Lion pedal. I've heard all the other ones that they were really good. They just never called me back to play. Not them, not UA, but they never, the gear. The UA pedals never really called me back. I bought the AC31 because I thought it sounded great. And I got the Dumble one because I thought it sounded great. And the blackface Fender one because I thought that sounded great. And then anytime I had to do something in that ilk, I just never pulled them out to use it. It's like, nah, I don't know. All right, we're going to wrap it up soon because I can feel my head clogging. JW. Hi, well, thank you for showing up. That's cool. 290p versus HDE 3000 EVH, or just keep my FM3 for effects. Oh man, I don't know if you're late to the party, you missed my rant on all of that stuff. All right, the question is, are you happy with the FM3? So that's, if you are, enjoy your life. The SD 3000 and 290p they both are really good, but for me, I've had them both. But the reason I sold them both is I just found the programming on them annoying, because you have to use the old style programming, the old interface, which is cute, but I don't know. It's like there's a reason we don't have those interfaces anymore. The other thing to consider, Yoshi, stop it. The other thing to consider is that the 290 is a single delay line, and the modulation, the stereo part of it, it just it's like will swirl the sound or modulate in that way. But the SDE is actually two delays. So I think it really comes down to what you need. They're both great. I think they probably just saturated their power amp market. Super big and heavy. Even me, like I have the 290 and I have a 2150 and stuff, and most of the time I'll run the my power amp. I'll just run the Synergy Sim 20 because it sounds good. Preamps sound really good through it. Am I releasing my solo album? I think so. I have to just take a second to do it and then figure out how am I going to tell people that it's there. So hopefully this week I'll have it on Bandcamp, and I don't know. And then do I put it on the streaming platforms? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe. Otherwise, it's going to be like 2030, and I've never put it out. You found a Morin preamp. That's more importantly. Holy smokes. Yeah, those things are so good. For me, actually, I thought it kind of sounded a lot like my BE100, but you know, a little bit different. But the Morin's super cool. All right. Only good tones straight into an amp right now is angle. Oh, angle stuff's cool. Yeah, Dave Friedman did the mod on channel 2. All he did is channel 2. And it's essentially more like a Dirty Shirley, if you will. Because the channel 2 on the X88 was a real dog. It was like not enough gain to do anything, and then it not enough dynamics to be as good as the Crunch channel on the SLO 100. Just kind of like laid there dead. So the channel 2 that Dave did, sort of like a Dirty Shirley. Really versatile, big, fat sounding. And it sits right really nicely in between channel 1 and channel 2. Sounds great. But Dave does it. I don't actually know what the mod is. I heard that, but then I also heard that like that didn't fly at the end. It was like, no, that didn't work. But who knows? Who knows? Doesn't sound like it to me. You know, don't know. All right, last one. What modulation pedal would I recommend? The Astra. Yeah, Astra's good. If you like want vintagey effects. The Halo will give you like a modulation-y sort of vibe. So it kind of depends on what you're looking for. If you want, I mean, if you're saying Astra, you might want the different colors. So that's a good option if you like want a little chorus, but then you want some tremolo and another thing. Another option is similar size as the Line 6 HX1, because then it could be anything that you want it to be, or even the TC Plethora X1. So then you could just make it anything in there. That's much smaller than the Astra, but the Astra does sound really good. It's excellent. If they just had put MIDI on that line of pedals, I would have been all over it. They're killing me. Killing me, guys. Anyway, hey, gang. Thank you so much for joining me. We got a nice, solid 80-some folks here. That's awesome. I'm going to head out. I'm going to make a video. I think I'm doing this video today. I'm going to try to make a couple today so I could keep them going through the holidays and stuff. Fluff gave me this. And he's like, I'm promising you. He's like, you don't have to make a video on it. But it was kind of interesting. And there's something about it that's pretty cool, is that the bottom end on it, big and punchy and tight. So that part of it sounded good. There's times where I plugged in and was like, this sounds amazing. And then times where like, ugh, that doesn't sound good. So we'll see what happens. All right, gang. Oh, and then I got to make a couple delay videos. I got some videos to make. All right, gang. Thank you. Next week will that work? Yeah, I think I'll be here next week too. Cool, gang. Got an F1 race to watch later today. Have a great weekend. We'll see you later.